shaking my damn head. Okay, so R-Truth is back. Okay, no more wrong killings. So we can successfully say that, you know, Triple H, Triple 4, Triple K, he played in our faces. So all of that time where R-Truth, you know, he got fired, and then Triple H is like, oh, we didn't fire him, it was a part of the plan. You know, fired him, knowing how much he meant to the locker room, knowing how much just great vibes and happiness and morale, like the high morale he brought to the locker room. He literally had multiple superstars make literal freaking paragraph think pieces of why they're going to miss R-Truth when they saw that he was released. That's how much R-Truth is loved, not only by the fans, but how much he's loved, and he's a great person genuinely behind the scenes. So after all of that, the fans clamoring online for R-Truth, saying we want truth, all of that, right? The chants, the tweets. I saw some of my favorite YouTubers, my commentary YouTubers, you know, their videos were going viral talking about this, talking about R-Truth being released. Shout out to Black Couch Booking. I love Black Couch Booking. Oh my gosh. One of my favorite wrestling commentary channels ever. But honestly, he was talking about this, and literally from Black Couch Booking, this is what I learned, that I think he made a video like a year or so ago, maybe. It was a while back, and he was talking about R-Truth being like a really, really great wrestler. And because I'm 21, so I kind of grew up only knowing R-Truth as a joke, coming out to the ring to get a ladder out in like a Royal Rumble or something. Like, that's the R-Truth that I grew up on. I never knew him to be serious. I never knew him to be like this actual great wrestler, because, you know, he was never taken seriously. Since I can remember, really, I've just known R-Truth to be a joke. That's just how it is. That's how I grew up. That's how I knew him, right? So he's just kind of been a joke. He'll kind of come out doing whatever makes Vince laugh or whatever, being the comedic part of SmackDown, being the butt of the joke. And to be honest, he's done it very well for many years. He doesn't mind doing it. He clearly enjoys it. But I think R-Truth wants more. R-Truth deserves more. And before people come in my comments saying that R-Truth is 50 years old or he's old, let's not play that stupid game. When was the last match that Ric Flair had? Wasn't he in his 60s? Ric Flair, where he was like with Andrade bleeding all over the place, and he was moving at 2 miles per hour in the ring. Wasn't he like in his 60s and 70s, and y'all were cheering that on? So I don't want to hear anything. And R-Truth can still move very, very, very in tune. He can wrestle better than some of the 20-year-olds and he's in his 50s. But I just find it so crazy how Triple H played in our faces. We had one of the biggest storylines of R-Truth literally coming back, being a new person, cutting his locks off. Like, this is something which is very big, okay? If you are not black or a person of color, you might not understand, but when someone cuts off their locks, it is a very big thing, especially when they've had their locks in for a long time. Like, it literally signals like new beginnings. They are starting fresh, new, especially if those locks have been in from since they were like a child or very, very young, and they're now an adult and they choose to cut off their locks. Yeah, that person is very serious. They want new beginnings, a new fresh start. That's what it kind of signifies. So you made him cut his locks off, did all of that with the fans, right? Lied to our faces because Triple H can't tell the truth. He tells porkies all the time. Lies to our faces because he was like, yeah, it was part of the plan, man. You got worked. No, he didn't. You fired him, saw the backlash, and you brought him back. You're stupid, Triple H. He's not really the brightest bulb. You could see from a mile away, why the hell would you fire R-Truth? Like, that was one of the dumbest things. But now he's back, right? I watched SmackDown. I didn't watch all of it. I just watched the highlights because I don't watch SmackDown or Raw because it's arse cheeks, okay? I only watch NXT, and I'm starting to watch AEW because NXT is fire. Say what you want, but you can literally get main event matches on NXT on a Tuesday night. So I always recommend people watching that. People always make fun of me. They're like, why do you want to watch NXT? Like, it's only a developmental brand. But it's better than SmackDown and Raw at the moment. I'm not wasting an hour, 2 hours, however long Raw is, right, to watch botches, to see promos that don't make sense, to see the same people win every time. I'm tired of seeing Zelina Vega versus Julia or Zelina Vega versus Chelsea Green. I don't care. Triple H did all of that only to just basically turn him back into R-Truth and turn him into a joke. You see that? Like, it's like we can't have, what's the word? We can't have too many people of color at the top. Does that make sense? So Naomi is the women's champion right now, right? And Jade Cargill had a chance at being the women's champion as well, Tiffany Stratton. But Triple H was like, no. We can't have 2 black women's champions. We can only have 1 at a time. No. Slow your roll. Slow down. That's too many. We can't have too many black people at the top. We can't have Carmella Hayes, Naomi, Jade, and R-Truth at the top. No, that's too many people. We have to do it 1 at a time. 1 at a time, buddy. So I just find it so ridiculous because you can tell that R-Truth was having fun being a heel, but I knew that this was going to happen when he came back and he was wrestling flipping, what's that guy's name that does that kick? and he's dating Zelina Vega, that guy, and Damian Priest. I was like, oh yeah, he's cooked, because I thought he was going to come back, resume the rivalry he had with John Cena, and I wasn't expecting him to be champion, obviously, because I don't think Triple H is going to do that, but at least I expect him to finish off his rivalry with John Cena and to at least get a good technical competitive match. I was not expecting him to win, but at least for him to get another match with John Cena that wasn't a joke, because the first one that he did with John Cena was a joke, because he came out to John Cena's music acting like, oh yeah, this is my childhood hero, even though he's older than John Cena. I freaking hate that flipping narrative. I know people are like, oh, it's funny, oh, like, it's not funny. You're stupid, you look dumb being like, John Cena's my childhood hero. You're like 5 years older than this guy. You're 5 years older than this nigga, and you're saying, oh, he's my childhood hero. And this goes back to how black wrestlers always have to be a joke, or they always get their push stunted. Like, look at Jay, she got her push stunted because Triple H is pushing her to be Gunther, even though damn well he knows that she's green as grass and should be wrestling like Goldberg. Bianca Belair, I don't even know where she is. Bianca Belair will always be put in a match with Rhea Ripley, and if you know she's put in a match with Rhea Ripley, you know she's going to lose. Triple H really played in our faces. We really gave WWE free viewership, because I was seeing the tweets that were getting millions of likes about R-Truth, him coming back, him being fired, or getting millions of likes. YouTubers, like I said, like Black House Booking, his videos are blowing up. Other YouTubers I watch were getting tons of views. So we were literally doing free promotion, free work for WWE. They literally weren't having to pay for promotion about R-Truth, because we were doing it. So now he's back to stupid R-Truth. Now he's back to being like, hey, John Cena, and they're doing the whole mirror thing with their hands, like, no. And everyone in the comments on YouTube is like, oh, I love this R-Truth, he's so funny. What's so funny about this? What's so funny about a wrestler who has more to give to a company and has great potential? Doesn't matter what his age is, okay? He can still go down, being treated like a joke, being treated like the butt of the joke, being treated like he's crazy. Like, why the... And that's why I really did not like the little Jimmy gimmick, because it's like, I never found that funny, I never found that cute, I never found that amusing. I get it got over with the crowd, the little Jimmy thing, but it's like, you look dumb, you look stupid. Like, why do the black wrestlers have to be like the butt of the joke? Why do they have to do stupid stuff to get over? Why can't they just get over because they're a great wrestler? Get over because they have an amazing, unique gimmick. But if you look at a lot of the black wrestlers, a lot of them have like the similar gimmicks, okay? So either the butt of the joke in wrestling. So this is the two avenues you can go to if you're a black person in wrestling. So you can either be in R-Truth, where you're the butt of the joke, you're not being taken seriously, you're walking around being like, oh, my childhood hero, even though you're older than him, or you're walking around being like, oh, I'm a Confederate soldier, right? And that wasn't funny. I didn't find that funny. I didn't find that really funny. All right, that. Or you can be like the other wrestlers, where it's like they all dress the same, they all talk the same, they're all wearing the same chains, the same Jordans, the same shoes, like, you know what I mean? Like Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams, that type of wrestler, where it's kind of just like, you know, they dress the same, they kind of have a similar character-ish, okay? So those are the two avenues. So you can either be a joke, or you can just kind of be a stereotype, a black stereotype. I'm not saying there's anything wrong for the people who actually like are that stereotype, but as a black wrestler, you shouldn't have to only have two avenues. Why do the white wrestlers, why are they able to be gothic gimmicks like Rhea Ripley? They're able to play different characters. Black people, you don't have that. It's either you're a joke, or you just play a black stereotype, and you act all hard, and you're like ghetto and all of this. And that's the one issue I kind of had with Bianca Belair's gimmick, where she's patting her butt and like patting her hair and, you know, throwing her hair to the side, because it's like, why are we pushing that stereotype? Why can't there be like a alternative or country or whatever gimmick for a black woman? I would love to see that, but you know, they won't get pushed if they do that gimmick, because you know, that's not what they want. Okay, they want to push their stereotypes, they want to push you being a joke. This is egregious work by Triple H. You played in our faces, we cheered, we whined, we did all of this work, only for you to bring R-Truth back to be a stupid flipping joke, to be doing these same stupid dumb matches, and now he signed a new contract, and now he's going to be doing nothing for the rest of his WWE contract. Well done. Thanks a lot, Rachel. Triple H, you fumbled the bag again. This gimmick, right, with R-Truth was not hard to book. This gimmick was not something which was difficult. I promise you, I could have booked this in some time. So R-Truth cut his locks or whatever, let him cut his promos behind the scene, him basically saying how all these years he was taken for granted, how no one liked him, how when he was doing the little Jimmy gimmick, he saw all these younger wrestlers like the Randy Ortons, the John Cenas, the Batistas always coming above him and ahead of him, even though he knew that he was, you know, a great wrestler, stuff like that. Let him cut promos like that, and then let him build up some segments backstage with John Cena when he was heel. Let them go back and forth and do some actual promos and actual segment in the ring, right? And then you're building the tension, and let him have an actual competitive match. Don't let John Cena be ruling the match and giving him like 5 AAs. No. Let R-Truth or Ron Killings, you should have let Ron Killings show what he could do, what he could offer. And that would have kept the crowds on their toes, because they'll be like, oh, I didn't know R-Truth could do this move, or oh, I didn't know Ron Killings could do a suplex like this, like, oh, I didn't know Ron Killings could jump off over the top rope like this, like stuff like that, to make the match competitive. Then if he wanted to, obviously he would lose to John Cena, because I don't think they're gonna have their biggest flipping wrestler lose his championship to Ron Killings. But at least he would have got a competitive match. At least he would have gotten some great segments, some great promos. But no, you didn't. He cut the promo cutting his hair, and then he came back and started wrestling, flipping, doing promos with like Damien Priest or whatever his name is. Like, I knew he was cooked from then on. But this is crazy, egregious, disgusting work, and I'm in shock. Okay, he's a joke now. He's doing the same stupid stuff again. He can do so much better, so much more to give, but yet you are making this guy a joke. You're making him look crazy. You're making him look stupid. I would have loved Ron Killings to go somewhere else. I would have loved for him to go to another wrestling company. Maybe not an AEW, because I don't think he would really fit in with AEW, to be honest, but maybe somewhere else. Not TNA, because TNA, they partner with WWE. So if he had went to TNA, he would have basically just been in the same place. So probably like I don't know. I think he could have went somewhere else and did something really, really great, to be honest. It really built up this heel character. We'll never know. This is the biggest what if. We'll never know. So Triple H, I genuinely want him to be gone. And everyone in my comments is like, let him cook on my TikTok. Oh, you're so impatient. How long did we wait? We waited years for Ron Killings to be taken seriously as a wrestler. The one moment that you have the whole crowd behind you, the one moment where everything is piping hot and you have the perfect opportunity to strike, you fail and you fumble it again. So Triple H, is either that you're dumb, stupid, or you just don't know how to book. Pick one, because you can't be all three. But at this point, Triple H is all three. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think. I think R-Truth can do a lot better. I think he's a great wrestler despite his age. I think he can still move, he can still go, he can wrestle outside of WWE. He does not need to be a joke. I really did not like his gimmick growing up with the whole like Jimmy thing, because I was like, he's clearly not there. I never really got it. I never really liked it, to be honest. I could always see that he had talent in wrestling, but the whole Jimmy, imaginary friend, and breaking into people's promos and pretending you're on the Royal Rumble and you're not on the Royal Rumble, or getting out a ladder and putting it in the middle of the ring in the middle of like a normal match because he thinks it's like a TLC match or something, or like a briefcase match, like stuff like that. And I get it, it's supposed to be funny and it's supposed to be a joke, and that's fine. He shouldn't be taken as a joke. He shouldn't be the butt of the joke when he's genuinely talented and he has so much to offer a company. I don't know who was booking this, but I could have booked this better, okay, with my eyes closed. It was not that difficult. You had the whole crowd behind you. This was red piping hot of people wanting R-Truth to be taken seriously, and you fumbled the bag, you messed it up. Okay, it was not that difficult to book. Before anyone comes to my comment and says, well, you don't know the ins and outs and the intricacies. I literally just gave you a literal promo for Ron Killings that he could have done. I literally just gave you a promo like 2 minutes ago. And he could have really put in the emotion, the effort, because I'm sure R-Truth, Ron Killings, I'm sure he feels that way. I'm sure he feels very underappreciated. I'm sure he feels that he can do more, because he's seen wrestlers who are younger than him getting pushed, even though he's been at the same company for nearly 20 years. And that must hurt. When you've been in a company, you've been putting your body on the line, you've been putting your time, everything on the line, only for younger wrestlers who come up from NXT and they get a championship in a span of like a year or two. That must hurt from a Ron Killings type of point of view. Imagine you at the same company for years and years. You are grinding, you're putting your work in, you turn up early, you leave late, putting all this work for years and years and years, only for someone who comes in, right, maybe for 6 months to a year, and then they get promoted. You would feel some type of way. That's the same thing with Ron Killings. So he could have been cutting some amazing promos about why he turned heel, why he doesn't like John Cena, because John Cena came in and he just got an opportunity whilst he's been there for many years and he didn't get anything. He was just the butt of the joke. That could have been an amazing promo he could have cut. But hey ho, what do I know? And then subscribe to my channel, like, comment, and I'll see you in my next video, guys.